Alright, let's talk about the Bamboozler. So, out of all the weapons to get kits, for the longest time, Bamboo was something I'm very curious about. Because I think Bamboo is in an interesting spot in this game, especially after it's gotten some of its buffs, where I think, like, outside of MPU, it's been in the best spot it's been in. It's much more healthy than when it had MPU. There's a lot of potential with this weapon. It paints pretty well at a pretty safe distance. It fits with mid-range meta pretty well. Bamboo has kind of always been good at fighting and dealing with mid-range weapons. I think it's really good at challenging Stamper in the open in particular. Like, Stamper and Squeezer actually kind of have to respect this weapon, and those are two of the best main weapons in the game right now. So there's a lot of potential for Bamboo with a better kit. And I don't think its vanilla kit is bad, by any means. You know, I think this is okay. It is fine. Auto Bomb is a bomb. It locates people. You can go shoot them. And Whale, you know, same thing, locates and it does some damage. But the power just kind of isn't there. Auto Bomb is a very situational combo tool. It's more utility, and Wave is kind of inconsistent, or not Wave, Whale is kind of inconsistent with the value you get. So, how does this new kit matter? And let's get the obvious out of the way. This is mainly going to be a zones thing, right? I think on the other modes, the kits is more even. I think this is mostly a zones thing, but considering competitive is also mostly a zones things right now, I don't care. So, let's get the obvious part out of the way. Fizzy Bomb is a dramatic upgrade for it. Fizzy Bomb right now is the best sub in the game. And it is the reason Try is viable right now, or like a decent option despite being a 210 cooler that it can't cycle. Like, you cannot cycle cooler enough for it to be the cooler weapon on your team, and it's still worth it. It's what allows V Machine to thrive despite being 220p, and it's one of the things that helps Ballpoint stay in the game when it's picked. It helps a lot for K-Luna, and then these two are kind of meme picks, right? But Fizzy's pretty much good on everything, and Bamboo, it's just even better. The main thing is, because Fizzy has this lingering set of explosions, it's just something that you can really easily combo off of compared to other subs, because you can just kind of just throw it out and then just monitor the Fizzy, and if the Fizzy hits anyone, they just die. Like, it's hugely threatening. And it had it in Splatoon 2. But remember, in Splatoon 2, Bamboo had 11 shots. Bamboo has 14 shots in this game. So the combo is better than it is in Splatoon 2. You know, Fizzy's a little more ink hungry, but, like, definitely worth the drawback. And, you know, that's not even talking about the fact that you can run two of them, and having double Fizzy basically allows you to get your special really fast. And Bamboo's already good at getting it special. Bamboo is 190p, Bamboo paints just fine, but now it also has Fizzy. Fizzy also gives you a good tool to contest any weapons longer range than you, mainly if you're dealing with Pencil. So, like, you know, that's the obvious part. I think everyone already knows that Fizzy is one of the best things they could put on it. Let's talk about Chump. I think that Chump is very underrated. And I think the reason we don't see it is the weapons it's on. You have to pick a Dynamo, a Clash. Zap is 170, which is kind of dumb. But you want Chump to be on, like, a strong main weapon. It's very much one of those specials that feels good when it's enabling one of the better main weapons in the game. You know, same thing for Whale or Screen or any of those kind of doesn't take away your gun options. Keeping a Zap on the map longer is just not really that appealing. You know, the only one of these that kind of is CDS, and it has another kit with a cheaper special and a bomb, which is just going to win out. But Chumps are just really, really threatening. For one, they're fast. You can use them pretty much instantly, but two, the paint output, which I wish I didn't. Wish I left this unpainted so you could see it. But Chumps paint a lot. And the best part about them is they paint a lot twice. They paint when they first land, and then they paint when they explode. And yes, you can shoot them so that they don't explode, but then someone has to go around shooting all the super jumps. Like, look how much this paints this area, just as it's there. I have no paint control. That is a lot of turf, just to be able to move it. And then they explode and there's even more turf. So I can chump a zone or barnacle stack or some kind of choke point and instantly have paint and body blocking where I want to go. And then the damage afterward combos with Bamboo. One outside hit of Chump and Bamboo is killing you. And Bamboo's fast enough to move around the chumps. Now, Chump is still not the most amazing special power-wise. You know, it still could probably use a few buffs. Maybe we'll see it. But realistically, I think it's way more threatening than Whale. This is going to put much more guaranteed turf output. It's going to support the kind of comps Bamboo wants. And again, you can just pair with the rest of the kit. Chumps paint a lot. The Bamboo can paint. The Fizzy can paint. You can, like, throw double Fizzy, launch Chumps, throw a Fizzy, paint with the weapon on a zone, and, like, actually contest it. Chumps usually forces a contestant on the zone for most maps anyway, and so it's something that's going to be really good for Bamboo to do. So yeah, I think it's solid. I think the hard part for Bamboo is a comp thing. It's the same thing that I have with Edit even though Edit looks so good with crap, is what is your cooler option, right? Because the answer is Zap. And Bamboo does not want to have the answer be Zap, which is why I'm hoping Bamboo Edit could be a thing, because I think that would be better. But the problem is, you don't really want Zap to be your cooler weapon right now. Zap is fine, but Edit and Pencil are much better weapons that fit the role that Cooler wants to be in right now. And so, I think what's really important is if Bamboo plus Edit can really work. And I think it's better with a Chump Kit, because Edit provides a lot of paint on the table. So I think having a more useful bomb and a sub that plays off of what Edit's good at with its mobility and painting is going to help it more. But will it be enough? It's hard to say. I think we're really going to have to see what Bamboo players can do with it. We can see what happens with comps and what you can build around it, but there's a lot of creative ideas because Chump alongside Bamboo makes this a pretty good painting weapon, and that's not really the same as what it had when it had a whale that doesn't contribute to that. So I think the type of comps you can enable with this weapon are going to be a bit different now. So that's my thoughts on Bamboo, and I figure since we're wrapping it up here, why don't we also briefly talk about Recycle? Because honestly, I don't have a lot to say about Recycle. I really like triple splashdown on it. That's the positive. I think that triple splashdown works great for it. It's going to be something you can go in with using the shield the same way you can your bubble. This weapon can very easily do 60 plus damage, like it does 90, and then if you hit outside it's like 75, and then it's 60, I believe. Right, all of that combos, obviously, with the 60 hit. I think the one outside of that does 45, right? I don't even know how to hit low pellets. Like, look at that, even that does 60. Like, this thing's gonna have great actual combos with the splashdown. I'm, like, trying to deal less damage. And it's hard. So you can see that, like, most of the time, if you hit a splashdown, the shot after is going to kill them, which is great. You know, the shield is pathetic, so, like, let's stack on actually letting it do damage, and it has a way to get closer with splashdown. But mist on it is just nothing. Like, mist on it is just actually nothing. Like, you can throw it, and it, like, in theory, it helps you in fights. But that makes a lot more sense when it was on the beta Brella in Splatoon 2, and the Brella could, like, stall and wait out the other guy's ink tank. This Brella doesn't do that. It doesn't have a 500 HP shield. It has a 100 HP shield that it launches instantly. So, like, the game plan isn't really there. I think it's fine. I think it's going to be better than this vanilla kit, because triple splashdown and mist are just better than the kit it has right now, so, like, it's gonna be an improvement, and I think, really, you just run QR Special Saver and just run in and try to kill people, and it sounds fun, but I think it does solidify that this weapon needs buffs to be good. Like, this gun needs to be insane, because it struggles really hard at getting it on short-range weapons. I mean, on mid-range weapons. I don't even think it's bad against short-range right now, but I think mid-range weapons are just gonna keep it out, and the shield doesn't give it a way to get in, and it's not going to be enough right now. If they buff the shield HP or do something creative, maybe we could see it as a little bit of a niche, but right now it still feels like this is a bit of a half-baked kit. I think it really needed something like Burst Bomb or like Splat Bomb or some other form of damage-dealing bomb. I think the route they should have gone with Splashdown is make the entire kit good at dealing damage and just have it be a weapon that can burst people down regardless of the weak shield. Really play to that insane damage output. And Splashdown plays to it, but Mist does not. It's not a complete puzzle. The only positive I can say with the Mist is there is a Mist Splashdown combo. Like, you can throw Mist and pop a Splashdown, and then it's harder to run away from the Splashdown. That is a legitimate thing because of just how big Splashdown is with the 2 fist hitboxes adding on to it. That is the only thing I can say positively about this sub on it. Like, that's all I got. So, you know, if Recycle's buffed, it's not the end of the world, but Recycle is in a tough part main weapon-wise, so we really have to see if this is something the devs want to improve or not. Either way, I think it's at least going to be fun. I just wish it had a different sub. But, you know, it's far from the worst kit they've ever made. And, like, I'm more willing to forgive kits like these when most of the other ones are good, and so far from what I know, recording on day one, most of everything we've seen is pretty good. So, yeah, that's my thoughts on Recycle and Bamboo. Thanks for watching.